Hello, hello, my dear friends. This is Lorelei Fenton, your roving ancient awakenings reporter. In my personal life, I'm a transformational personal growth and life coach. And transformational kind of means that we literally remake whatever's in our way, like going from a kind of a base metal to a gold in a very short amount of time. And we're talking today about the channeling on June 3rd, 2018, which was also our blog talk radio show, Prepare for Change. Now, both the channeling and the show were quite powerful that day. And we were visited by Sananda, the higher self of Yeshua, or Jesus, as he's known. And we were also visited by one of the individuals known collectively as one who serves. And this collective does not really use their individual names and titles, though they are quite well known, many of them, as we found out, in order to highlight the fact that we are all one. So, our call facilitator is Zoe, and she gave the mission of our group, which is to bring our soul family, or the 144,000 as we're known, together so that we can remember the ancient wisdom and share with each other openly and reunite with our age-old family. And if you're watching this video, you're probably one of us, or you would not have found us. This is what we're often told. We also had Rita come on to start us off, and she's our resident astrologist and numerologist, and her higher self is Pallas Athena. And the trend, says Rita, for this month is Neptune in Venus, which is a water trend, which means good energy. Yes, come on. It was the 3rd that day, and the number 3 shows up in many ways, such as the Holy Trinity, that's a triangle, the pyramid, the Star of David, which is kind of 2 triangles put together, our Merkabah, which is 2 triangles, and even when we sit in a yoga position, it's a 3. So 3 is a kind of what you might call a holy number, and it has to do with the joy of living. And people whose first names come out to 3 or 12 or 21 or 30, which are all 3 in numerology, they have to know and practice joy, and they often find themselves in the arts. So now the 12, the 21, the 30, the 3, all of these numbers show up a lot. 12 shows up all over the place. In the Bible, the apostles, the 12 tribes of Israel, the zodiac. And I would also say that 12 is the square root of 144 of our 144,000, right? So then Rita mentioned Nikola Tesla and how he loved number 3, and he used that in his invention. And check this one out. She also heard that Nikola Tesla is coming back to give us our free energy himself, personally. And she's heard that he's going to be a walk-in, which means he walks into a body that someone gives us. And he wants to be sure that we get what was stolen from us. Woohoo! Let's hope so! So Zoe talked a bit more about our purposes here, which is to get rid of our background programming and to remember who we really are. For instance, we're remembering how to use light and sound frequency and how to use crystals and sacred geometry and numerology, and how to look beyond our human frequency and see the higher beings, and how to actually see between dimensions. And we pay close attention to Mother Earth in our group here, and we even can begin to see into the future. And Zoe said also that each member of Ancient Awakening is a huge contribution, whether he or she speaks or not, just by the energy which is added to our cause. So you all are our family for eons, and we love you, really, from our hearts. So, have you heard about the videos of genius and the multi-talented kids coming into our world with their virtuoso skills, if you will, intact? Zoe spoke about this a bit to start our call off, and how amazing it is, and how these kids are not letting anyone stop them from being as amazing as they are. And as she puts it, these children are coming in now straight up aliens. with open connections to their God self and blow you out of the water knowledge. And this is something we can really celebrate. Woo, all right, woohoo! Then Zoe invited one of our particular members, Peter, who is also a shaman, to speak for a bit on the topic of what this phrase, get over yourself, actually means when our ascended guides use it. So here's the lowdown from Peter on that. This, by the way, was a download that Peter got from the angels. And he said, this particular angel said that we take ourselves so personally down here, and so we have to get over ourselves. And what they mean, he said, is that we need to literally get over our heads and see from a place of non-judgment and neutrality as Gaia sees. And this point of view is beautiful because every moment is a choice, and every choice is a moment. And the choice we make will determine our perspective in the next moment. And Saint Germain, for this reason of getting above himself, would always express his particular needs in the third person. He's hungry, he is thirsty, etc. And this is also what's called the eagle-eye view from a Native American perspective. And we're told that certain kinds of breathing, which Peter's going to teach to us at the advance, can bring us into this state of neutrality and non-judgment. And this is known by the Keto shaman, for instance. And these same shamans say that thinking is actually irrelevant. We have a monkey mind of 60 to 120,000 thoughts per day, which distract us to no purpose. And the term monkey mind, by the way, came from a Buddhist practice of sending monks to meditate with monkeys who were drunk on fermented fruit. And they'd be in the courtyard, and those monkeys would be running all around, sticking their fingers in the monks' ears and jumping on their shoulders in order to distract them for no reason whatsoever. And this is pretty much like our minds, we're told. So we're all practicing and evolving, and the task is just to stay on the path in each moment, going with the flow. And Peter's going to share some strategies to work with that monkey mind at the advance. So that's another great thing we can look forward to at the advance. Listen, I really want to be there. I might be on the call instead because I have another phenomenal weekend sort of spiritual event happening then too. So I don't know exactly what will happen, but oh my goodness, it sounds so great. So then what did our fabulous Sananda have to say? First of all, he did a wonderful Merkabah meditation. And we've been working more and more with our Merkabahs in our meditations. And we were told that we have it. It is ours. And it's very real. And this vehicle is very important because it protects us from the dark forces who are kind of grasping at every straw, if you will, to stay alive. So we are to use this Merkabah to stay protected from anything that they may attempt against any one of us. So I personally put this Merkabah around me every day, and I think that's a good habit. You know, the dark forces, we're told, want to keep the status quo, but the 3D illusion is fading faster and faster. But they're still reaching for those of a higher light to try to dissuade them, and they will target the warriors of light such as us. But this is not to bring us fear, by the way, but just to prepare us. Now is the time to have and use those force fields, the Merkabah, the violet flame, the crystals, and whatever else we know of to protect us. Meanwhile, these force fields will also protect us from other emotional and past life triggers, if you will. And also, we have to do as we were advised before and get above ourselves and see ourselves as they see us. And we will know, we all, by the way, know each other very, very well. We and they are family, all working together to bring the light and spread the light and love and to raise the vibration, to bring everyone back to the one, as in we are all one. So we're told It's now time to move ahead with our missions and our many individual purposes. We're creating those missions and purposes with every thought. And the more we create it, the more the mission is revealed. And Sananda, he says, is standing beside us. And together we will move into the golden age and bring about this ascension process to all who are ready. All who are ready. Woo! Oh my goodness, that is so beautiful. Isn't that beautiful? It's like no man left behind. Thank you, Sananda. So then we had our beloved one who serves come on, and he was also very moved by this message. And he said that everything is where and how it needs to be. And they repeat this over and over so we can finally understand it and remember who we are and that everything is being orchestrated. And he told us to put on the seatbelt, like no kidding, because it will get bumpy. And otherwise, they're going to be beeping at us, like the seatbelt beeper, they're going to be beeping and beeping, and they're not going to be whispering anymore, but rather they're going to be shouting at us. And they're really going to shout. And it seems that he's referring to the seatbelt, if you will, of that Merkabah and all of the other ways we know to protect ourselves, and this is what Sananda also said. And this is now very important. That's also what he tells us. So, things are shifting and changing within and also very much without. And more truths are coming, and there will be a time when these truths are revealed en masse in huge amounts. And this is going to happen in the alternative sites first, and then it's going to actually spread to the regular media. That's what we're told. And this is going to open up greatly very soon and close to our next advance. And they are gearing up greatly for that advance because it's going to be astounding, especially for those that are there in person. And that was all he could say on that, except for us all to prepare for the unexpected. Oh, I do really want to be there. How about you? Whoa. So then we had our questions for one who serves. Are any of you wondering by chance what to do about increasing health problems in your body? Well, we're told for most of us this is the ascension symptom and the changes and shifts of that. And it is going to increase and then it's going to begin to die down. But we must keep our vibrations high. And a quick way to do that, by the way, I might tell you, are something that's called solfeggio frequencies. And they are online, and they're kind of frequencies that are played underneath music or a beat. And you put those things on for whatever you're feeling. There are all kinds of categories. And you just leave it playing in the background as you do your thing. And then pretty soon, I'm here to tell you, you are going to feel great. I give this to my clients very often, and they all experience that. So I'm going to put the link for those solfeggios in the notes as well for that. Now, once we bring ourselves into the higher vibrations, we're no longer going to feel those health issues. We're back to what one who serves was saying. Health issues are a lower vibration. They come from past patterns, from lives gone by. And to get rid of them, we must go deep within, find the pattern, and release it. We just have to know it's all part of the 3D paradigm programming. So, for an instance, I'm now healing my thyroid, which is in the throat chakra area. Meanwhile, I did have violations and trauma, if you will, in this life in that area. Plus, I also experienced the inability to speak my truth in this and in past lives. So as I clear that past pattern of feeling violated and being unable to speak, the issue is healing itself. So we are to get over ourselves, says one who serves, and see ourselves as they see us, perfect, whole, and healthy. And this is what Yeshua saw in those he healed, and that's why he could heal them. And one who serves also advised us to read the book called The Celestine Prophecy. And in that book, we can get clues on how to get into those higher vibrations. And we can also see there how to literally disappear from the 3D world for a brief space of time. And this is going to be necessary, he said, for some of the missions we have together and some of our individual missions. So then it was asked, what about this fastening of the seatbelts in the feminine energies? Will that loving energy soothe the transition, so to speak, when it does come? Well, first we're told the feminine energy is not coming, but it is already here. It is here. And it's a heart-based energy of feelings and emotions and understanding each other's feelings and emotions as well. And this was the whole point, by the way, of bringing this back so that we could come to a balance and move out of a patriarchal society and into a oneness, society of oneness. It was very important to bring the feminine goddess energy back, and it is now very strong here. And that's why the cabal is now losing and cannot win. And this is why, by the way, the cabal worked so hard to keep that energy out, and even to make Mary Magdalene into something she definitely was not. But that's all over now, and they are losing rapidly. Woohoo! All right, thank goodness for that. So, here's a good one. Did you ever wonder if you came from another star system, such as Alpha Centauri? One who serves answered this question for everyone on this call, and he said that he could write a book on all the places we've been. He could write many books on all the places we've been and come from, because we are the system busters, and we have been and done it all. And many times we have brought the light to where there was darkness. And perhaps we now say, why did I do this? Why did I volunteer? But actually, we've done this over and over and over again. So, we must be masochistic, he said, with a little bit of a chuckle there. But of course, he added that we do it to be of service, and because this is who we are. And that is why they keep telling us over and over to know ourselves and to know who we are, because that's who we are. And when we do that and we know who we are, the memories will come flooding back, such as with this question about Alpha Centauri. It will come in a moment, at a time when we've moved into that higher frequency. So that's something to look forward to. So, have you ever wondered about the archons and whether they are sucking up your energy as you even sleep? Well, says one who serves, the archons are an energy from other systems, and they do look for opportunities to move in and to take what we would say take over other people's bodies and take over sort of their hearts, which kind of means to get the heart out of the equation so it's not a consideration. And they do this, and then they bring the victims, if you will, a whole bunch of power and wealth. And then it's tough to get them out of there because the people, the victims, feel and want that power and wealth. And that's why it has often, hold on a second, let me get rid of this. And that's why it has often been difficult for the forces of light to stop those individuals from interfering, because the people they inhabit don't want them to go away, basically. And they are the fourth dimensional beings. And I think, by the way, that such kind of nasty energies manifesting in the fourth dimension are one big reason we were told to skip right over that dimension to the best extent possible and get to the fifth dimension. Some of the archons, by the way, are a sort of royalty. So they particularly look for those of what we would call royal blood here, which would be certainly the royalty, the cabal, and the elite, and such people like that, the corporate elite, the rich elite. And these forces have been doing this for thousands of years. But they won't be able to do it anymore because we are moving to the higher vibrations, and they literally cannot exist there. Yes, Come on. So once again, the answer to this worry or concern about the archons is to keep our vibrations high, where these kinds of things cannot harm us at all. And that's also true for environmental toxins and chemtrails and fluoride and electromagnetic interference and all of that stuff that's being thrown at us. These are all 3D, and they can only affect us if our frequency is in 3D. And the Cabal, by the way, doesn't use this energy of the archons. The energy of the archons uses the Cabal. So that's a little interesting thing. And then Shoshana jumped in to say that if we put our energy or our emotions on anything, it gives it power. So it's important to come to a state of neutrality regarding this kind of thing with the archons and similar things. So, have you wondered about these folks called the elder race? Well, we're told that they came here before the humans from other systems, and they would seem to be like giants to us. But they were kind of more translucent because they were of a higher vibration. And they built many, many huge tunnels right inside the earth that crisscross the planet. And those tunnels will open up someday. But they're not going to open now because they carry with them a higher vibration than we actually have now. So we're going to need to get more crystalline and of a higher vibration in order to be able to enter those tunnels. These individuals, by the way, were called the L race, capital E, capital L. And we now have interesting words like elevator, elevated, and elation that come from that, which is the meaning to move up. And they did move up in en masse, if you will, like a 90-degree phase shift, which is the same thing we're looking to do, to move up en masse as a 90-degree phase shift. And they did this long before we were even here. We were advised to learn more about them online and on our own. And also, we can look at a book which is called The Secret of the Andes. Okay. So what about the Merkabah and the ways it can be used? One caller, she kind of draws it out with her fingers as she sees it in her mind's eye, and then she puts it around her in her mind's eye. And she wanted to know, is that a good thing to do? Is that a good way to do it? And one who served then answered with good advice for everyone, do whatever works. Paint it or finger paint it or draw it in the sky, because we're not creating this, but we're simply remembering it. And babies, by the way, when they come into this reality, have their Merkabahs already around them. But then as they grow, that Merkabah gradually diminishes. And this is also in a large part because adults are telling them that it's all their imagination and all of that kind of stuff. So we're now reassembling this in our mind's eye. That's what we're doing. Now this same person sees these small ships in the sky and she waves to them, but she gets no recognition from them, and she's surprised at that because generally she gets recognition. And what we're told is that this person is getting a glimpse into the fourth dimension. And these beings are not of the light, and they're also not of the dark exactly. They just happen to be there. And they have no purpose with her, so they don't respond to her. So that's interesting. So then we were asked, what about the healing ships? Can we get folks to them so that they can help them? And where can we do that? This person was in St. Louis, Missouri, and wanted to know what might be a closer place to go for that than to actually go to Sedona, which was quite a long haul. And one who served said that the ships are not just in Sedona or even Missouri, but they are everywhere. And we can go, and we should go, in our astral or etheric bodies to receive that healing. But we must believe that we're going to be healed. Any kind of doubt is going to curtail the healing. Believing is seeing in the new paradigm for this new world. So then he chimed in that regarding the person's mother, that she wanted to assist in healing. Here is that situation. This is a pattern and a programming that she came into this life with. And she's going to need to let go of that programming and let go of the old idea of karma so that she can heal from this particular physical ailment. Meanwhile, one does not have to go to the ships for this healing. And one starts wanting to be real clear on that. That's impossible anyway, because those ships are both everywhere and nowhere all at once. They're not in time and space as we kind of know it. So we go in the astral or etheric body from our homes to wherever the ship is currently docked. And that's how we heal. Now, if you're being drawn to Sedona, by the way, it might be because of the cities of light which are there. And many people are feeling those cities. And some are even seeing them. And one resource tells us, well, of course, this one caller felt that there was a special sort of property there for him near Sedona to buy that could be used as a healing center. And one who serves said that, yes, this person is being drawn there for that purpose, and that he should build it and they will come. And he was also told that more will be revealed as he begins to follow the guidance. And this is often true for all of us, is it not? Right? Then we had a surprise visit from another one who serves. And this is the one we know of as sort of this high energy and fun MC at our event. And he jumped in to say he had to come say hi to us. And he wanted to experience with us and enjoy. And he said he's so looking forward to the event because of the fun and the excitement to come. And there will be something unexpected, which he told us to get ready for. And then he was gone. Shave and a haircut, 2 bits. And the one who served, the other one who served, said he just could not hold him off any longer. That individual just had to come to us. So, and then we got back to the question. And I asked about a dream that I had with my son being just 14 years old and buying what seemed to be some very special shoes. And by the way, he's 24 now. But he was so excited for this purchasing, even though I happened to notice that we were nearly the very last in line. And what I was told is that this is symbolic, that in our new world, where everyone, in this new world, everyone is going to get everything they want and more. And they're not going to be any more of the haves and the have-nots. And it won't matter who's first or last. And this is kind of strange to us, that we're moving into this place of complete love and joy, but we're all being prepared and acclimated to that energy. So how cool is that? Now, what if we have this feeling or this sensation or this occurrence that no matter what we do, doctors or meditations or visualizations or whatever, we simply cannot heal our bodies? Well, first we're told we cannot heal because we say we cannot heal, and that's what that caller actually did say. But then also she was told that this is again a pattern that she's brought in from many, many past lives. This has been told 3 times on this particular channeling, so we really need to listen up to this, I think, right? And she's told that the doctors do not have the answer because medical science is not the answer here. And to solve this, she must go within and find the answer. And she can also go to the healing ships as well. And mostly she must believe that the healing is going to occur. And again, this is true for many of us. And the caller said that she thought she did have belief, but then she became jaded when the solutions that she was given did not work. And then Shoshana jumped in to say that the solutions didn't work because they were not her solutions from within. They were someone else's solutions being told to her. Wow, huh? So then the caller wanted to know what to do about the fact that she's blocked. And she was told that first she again must not believe she is blocked. And then she can work with various things, crystals and acupuncture and acupressure and many other things to help her release the energy. And the thing not to do is to just take a pill or go and get a surgery and cut something out, because that really doesn't heal the root, and the problem's just going to come back. And Shoshana, not to say that that doesn't sometimes need to be done, and here's the disclaimer, right? You should ask your doctor. But Shoshana then chimed in again to say that the source of this may be a deep sense of insecurity. And it will help for this person to release the illusion of insecurity and to meditate on that and actually release it, actually do it. So then one caller had a possum come into his or her office and wanted to know what the heck that meant. And he was told it was not a message for him, though it may have been a message for someone else there. And this same caller thought that our short visiting kind of one who serves was Robin Williams himself. And he was told that that is not the case, though that one who serves and Robin Williams are connected. And by the way, we're all connected to Robin, and he is of our particular soul group. And Robin Williams, as some of you may recall from earlier channelings on this particular subject, did not die of suicide as it was given to us by the media. He was taken out by the dark forces because he actually brought too much of the light. So we were then advised by one who serves, again, to be sure to utilize our Merkabahs. That's 3 or 4 times on that one, guys, so we got to listen to it. As we move along and the energies increase, they are going to protect us, just as if we were in a sort of cocoon. And we were told we are all beautiful butterflies waiting to emerge, waiting in a sense, not really waiting, we're moving forward, but in a sense, waiting to emerge. And with that, one who serves signed off, and I will also sign off for today, and I send you love, light, joy, fun, play, and ease for a wonderful week and a wonderful month of July. And remember that we are at the finish line, and the time is now. Namaste. I bless you.